What's going on, everybody? It's Rico here. Back at it again, another live Tuesday. Here we go. The fastest way to boost your credit score for free. Okay? We're going to let everybody jump in on the live. And what we're going to be talking about is if you have no money, right, and you want to boost your credit score. Now, depending on what your credit score is looking like right now, will determine what we're going to talk about. So, hey guys, how's it going? All right. And awesome. Hey, I've been trying to reach you out. How's it going? I know things are going good. So check this out, guys. Today we're going to be talking about how to boost your credit score, right, for free. Okay. And the thing that we're going to be talking about is trade lines. Okay. You got it right. This is trade lines. Okay. So I'm going to wait for everybody to hop on real quick. Drop in the comments where what city you're from, where you're watching from, and represent your city. Me, myself, I'm in Temecula, California. All right. How's it going? Awesome. So again, for those of you who are watching the replay, type in the comment section below replay. And those of you who are watching the live, type in the comment section below live. I just want to see where my followers are at. So I can bring you more content, right? So again, for those of you guys jumping in, today we're going to be talking about how to boost your credit score, right, for free. Now, this is a free option. I'm going to go over other options as well, right? But mainly today we're going to be talking about, guys, is trade lines, okay? I'm going to keep it simple, short, and to the point. But trade lines is the key to boosting your credit score. It can be for free, right? And or there's a paid option as well. But we're going to talk about that later, all right? So, all right. Hey, how's it going? All right, so let's get into it, all right? So the three key points we're going to talk about is what is a trade line, right? Got my notes here. What not to do when you get these trade lines, and when to apply for these trade lines. These are very powerful key points to remember, because if you mess up one of these, you're going to mess up your whole score, right? So let's get right into it, okay? So what is a trade line, right? A trade line is simply this. It could be revolving or an installment. For example, a mortgage could be a trade line, right? If you open up a mortgage, that's a trade line. Let's say if you have a car loan with a bank, that's another trade line, an installment. A student loan, that's a trade line. A credit card, that's a trade line. But for instance, what we're going to talk about today is authorized users trade lines. That's where we're going to talk about today. All right. So authorized user trade lines is basically piggybacking. All right. What is this? So the way that your credit score can jump using an authorized user to your credit, right, is basically this. Let's say if you had a grandma, right? A grandma or a friend that has established credit for many years, and they have high limits. Well, what they would do is this, okay? They will call the bank and say, for example, hey, Joe, I need you to help me out real quick. I need you to add me as an authorized user on your card. Since I know you have good credit, can you add me as an authorized user? Sure, Joe, I got you. What the other person would do is this. The one who's helping Joe out would do is this. He would call the bank and say, listen, I want to help my friend Joe out, or I want to add him as an authorized user. Here's his name, his date of birth, and his social, maybe address, right? Some banks, right, have different stipulations, but that's what you want to give them: the name, the date of birth, and the social. What happens is this: depending on the card that you choose, they will add that age, history, and limit to that person's, Joe's, card. Does that make sense, guys? If that makes sense, type in the comment section below and say makes sense. Again, Where you guys from, right? Type in the comment section below where you guys are from. If you're finding value so far, I kick it live. Well, we start at 6 sharp, all right? Military. No. All right, but no, seriously. So again, for those of you guys are either hopping on the replay, type replay in the comment section below, or you're jumping on live, comment live. So again, what is a trade line? Is basically a revolving account or installment account. What you want to do to boost your credit score is add someone as an authorized user. It's called piggybacking. You're piggybacking off of someone's credit, if that makes sense. Does that make sense, guys? Type in the comment section below. Makes sense. Okay. I want to break this down really simple, so, to where a third grader can understand it. All right. All right. So that's what is a trade line is. Okay. Now, what not to do when you have this trade line? The second, right? What not to do is this. Let's say the person right? The person that basically wants to add you as a trade line, an authorized user, who wants to add his trade line, you as an authorized user, okay? So what happens is this. One thing you want to look out for, a couple things you want to look out for is this. Has that person, that card that you're after, does it have any late payments or derogatory marks on it, right? This person can have a lot of age history and limit, but if it has one late payment on it, that late payment is going to go onto your credit report, and you don't want that, okay? So again, hey guys, everybody who's tapping in live, I appreciate it. Waving hi to everybody. Again, we go live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. PST, okay? So again, for those of you just jumping in, we went over what a trade line is, which is a revolving account and or an installment, right? And then this is going to boost your score. Adding a trade line to your credit report is going to boost your credit score, okay? All right, so with that being said, what not to do, right? This trade line must not have any late payments on it at all, okay? Because that late payment will go onto your report, and you don't want that. That's going to actually hurt your score, right? We want no negatives on there, right? And then other thing too is this. You want that person to be at least under 9%. 9% is the most utilization. So for example, if you already have, let's say you're at 0% on your credit report, but that person adds you as an authorized user and they use 9%, now you have 9% utilization on your credit report. That's why I like to tell some of my clients is this. Authorized users are great. All right. Depending on who's letting you use it. Is this person that you're letting it use reliable? Do they know the game of credit? Because if not, putting yourself as an authorized user or piggybacking is actually going to hurt your score. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? I'm not seeing nobody comment. I don't know. Are you guys listen? Can you guys hear me? I'm not seeing nothing in the comment section. That's weird. Hold on. Am I glitching? See, I'm not seeing any comments. Weird. Okay. I mean, all right, I'm just gonna move forward. I'll read the comments later. I don't see any comments, but let's keep it going. Okay, so I hope you guys are getting that, right? So what not to do is this. Look for a reliable source that knows how to add you to authorized user. So what will happen is this. Maybe if let's say you are the authorized user and you want to help somebody's credit out, you're probably asking, what are the risks, right? What are the risks? Well, it's simple. All you have to do is call your bank, all right? And we're going to go over what banks, right? For low tier and high tier. You're going to call your bank and say you want to help a family member out or a husband out or a wife out, right? What you're going to do is call your bank and say, look, I want to add my significant other or brother or this person as an authorized user. You're going to collect their name, their social, full social, and date of birth. Sometimes maybe address, just in case, right? But you're gonna put this information on your on the authorized user application. But you're gonna get the card sent to your house, not the other person. Does that make sense? Because if you send the authorized user card, if you send that card to the authorized user, then they can mess up your credit. All right? And you don't want that. You spend all these years fixing your credit, and for you to lend somebody your card as an authorized user and get it sent to their house, you just messed up the game, right? So you want to get sent to your house. So you're going to say, hey, their address is going to be this address, my address. So back up, right? You're going to collect their name, the person that you're helping out, the authorized user, their social, and then you're going to put your address so that card can get sent to your house. All you got to do is cut it up. Cut it up. Neither yourself or that the person you're helping out will use that card. All right, for risk purposes. Does that make sense, guys? I know it was kind of tricky, but I just want to see if it made sense for you. All right. Cool. Okay. Now, when to apply, right? When to apply for this. Now, you can't add, I do not recommend adding an authorized user if your credit is, in the dumps. If you have a low credit score and or if you have a bad credit report, meaning if you have any negatives on there, any late payments, any collections, charge-offs, bankruptcies, tax liens, child support, right? If you have anything on there, you basically can't put sugar on shit, right? Excuse my language, but I'm just being real. You can't put sugar on shit. So what I'm saying is fix your credit first. If you need help fixing your credit, again, you can always reach out to our team. We'll gladly look over your report to see how what exactly is hurting your report or helping your report, and we can go from there. Or you could just look at the past videos and the free tips. You can take action on those, okay? But anyways, what I'm saying is this. Fix your credit report first. And then when you're about ready to, when your credit report is fixed, then you can add these authorized users. These trade lines, these authorized user trade lines, right? So one thing you want to look out for too is this. Okay. Okay, so one thing you want to do is this. I cannot see the comments. I have my phone right here and the laptop right here. Sorry, guys. This is live and direct, so I would have to read the comments like this, but I don't know. It's not coming in. So, back to what I was saying is, now, people ask, okay, what cards do I need to open? Great question, guys. You ready for this? If you're ready, all right. I don't know if you guys are ready. It may be because I don't see you guys right here, but maybe I can see you guys right here. If you're ready, type ready in the comment section below. I just need to know, right? If you're ready to get this little extra bonus tip, right? So, you want to apply, you don't want to apply for store cards, right? There's something called low tier cards, mid tier cards, and high tier cards, right? So what I'm saying is this. All these Lowe's, Home Depots, Walmart cards, Victoria's Secrets, PayPal, Synchrony banks, right? Those are low tier cards, right? These low tier cards, I mean, yes, they're accounts and they can help build your credit in the long run, but they're low tier. They hold no weight. Stuff like the Discover cards, Navy Federal, some of those are A cards, right? Those are higher tier cards. And your highest tier cards are the Chases, right? The Bank of Americas, the Citibanks. Those are what authorized user trade lines you want to go after. Why? Because they hold weight. If you have a Chase or a Bank of America, and some Discover, some Citibanks, if you have that on your credit report, the lenders are going to look at you and say, okay, he's established good credit with high tier banks. Does that make sense, guys? So that helps you in the funding process and the home buying process or the car buying process. Okay? Now, How long does the trade? Okay, how long does the trade line stay on your report? Good question, and that's what I was about to go over too. So, just to recap, what we went over is what is the trade line? We know a trade line is a revolving account, which could be credit cards. Revolving accounts are credit cards, right? Or an installment account, that's a trade line too, like a mortgage, school loan, a personal loan, and or a auto loan. Okay, those are installment trade lines. All right. So number 2 is what not to do. You do not want to add an authorized user on your account if that person don't know what they're doing, if they have a negative on their account, and if they're spending more than 9%. All right, you don't want that because that percentage is going to hop onto your credit report. Anything you do, it works both ways. If you are an authorized user for someone, don't be using that card over 9% because you're going to mess that person's credit up. All right. And depending on where their percentage is, it just adds up. Does that make sense? All right. And if you have a late payment on their card or vice versa, that's gonna jump on your credit report and or the other person's credit report. So having an authorized user, you have to vet them first. You have to see what's on the report. Now, if it's a good to go card, what I recommend is this. Go reach out to a friend. And this is how you boost your credit score fast for free, guys. All right. Go to a friend that you trust, that knows the game, or a grandma. Grandmas are notorious for this. Why? Because they've been through the game. They established. Old people, they have the 800 credit scores, right? And they're kind of going to be worried because they're old school. If you can't break them up to that, I mean, find a friend. Or there's payment options, which I'll talk about later, right? But what you want to do is you ask a grandma or a friend that's good with the credit who has long age history, right? They had the card for more than 15 years, 20 years. I heard someone had a card for 54 years before, which is insane, right? But the longer the age, the better, and the higher the limit, the better. And we're going to talk about how to structure this because people just think, hey, I'll just add some trade lines, I'll be good to go. No, I'm going to give you a sequence and a structure on how to actually apply for trade lines, all right? Because I recommend at least 2 or more, all right? So what not to do, you guys already know. So you're going to go to your grandma and say, look, I need help with my credit. I need to piggyback off. I won't use the card. You get the card shipped to your house, cut it up. I won't see it. I just need your age history and your limit. Can you please help me out? Either you help me out, you pay them a fee, blah, 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 or you just keep going like that, right? So again, what to look out for is the utilization and if there's any derogatories on it, all right? So moving on. When to apply, you apply after your credit is repaired and or you're new to credit. If you have no credit at all, hey, here we go. This will boost your score up automatically because you're starting fresh. And if you get a trade line, right? Now some banks, not this is not with all banks. You have to call the banks and see their terms, right, of service, right? But you just call the bank and you have no credit, you add that trade line, you're going to skyrocket. Some people can get up to the 800s just by that that method alone, guys. You see what I'm saying? What if you don't know anybody with good credit to piggyback off of? Okay, swipe left to your screen. Hold on. Swipe left to your screen. Oh, good job. I can see the comments now. All right, you guys got a comment. I got a okay, good looks, Antoine. Okay, so let me get to these. All right, so what if you don't know anybody with good credit to piggyback off of? Great question, right? So if you don't know anybody that or trust to piggyback off of, you can always reach out to our company. We have trade lines for sale, right? Now, we vet these trade lines. We have to try them out ourselves. I wouldn't give you guys anybody that I wouldn't trust, right? Because you have to try it out yourself. So some of these trade lines per trade line can cost anywhere from $400 to $900 per trade line. It just, and I'm going to explain why, right? But this is how you want to structure this, and I hope you're writing this stuff down, guys. After you fix your report, this is how you want to get. You want at least 2 trade lines. The more the better, right? But what we do in our company, after somebody's graduated the program and they want to elevate for funding, we give them a trade line package, right? It can range anywhere from $600 to $1,200 to $1,500. Just depends on the package, right? But what I'm saying is, these trade lines, you want to show the banks that you've been applying for credit and you establish credit as a progression, right? You can't just throw one trade line in there and say you're good, right? So you want 2 trade lines at least. So one trade line, I'll give you my notes right here, is the first credit card you're going to apply for is going to be the highest credit limit with the lowest age. I'll say that again. The first trade line you apply for is going to be the highest credit limit with the lowest age. Okay? And then the second trade line you apply for is going to be with the lowest credit limit and the longest age. I'll give you an example, right? Let's say if you had know somebody like myself, I have a $25,000 credit card, but it's own. You want to look for at least 3 years. I reckon always more than 2 years. Anything less than 2 years, trash it. Don't look at it, right? Because when FICO 10T comes out, you guys are gonna see like they look back 24 months of history, but that's another subject, right? But what I'm saying is, you want at least like a 25, for example, a 25K limit on your credit report. Now you have 25,000 limit on your credit report, right? Now about 70% of banks go through this, right? They look at your reports. Sometimes they don't care if you have authorized users. So you want to check with the bank and the lender too, right? Just a side note. But most banks, when you apply for authorized user, this helps for funding cars and our home, okay? But you just want to check the stipulations and the lender for this, all right? Now, the second one would be, for example, a 5K credit limit, but a 15-year age, all right? Does that make sense, guys? What do you advise on? So we're going to answer questions after we're done with the lesson, okay? But I appreciate that. So again, two trade lines. One is the 5K credit card limit, but it has 15 years of age. And then the other trade line will be the 25K limit with the 3 years of age, right? What does this do? This shows the companies, the credit card companies and the lenders that you progressively been growing your credit. Not just, okay, I have 6 months and then boom, 30 years on an authorized user. They're going to be like, that's a little fishy. Yeah, denied. Or, you know what I mean? Just because you have an authorized user in there, one authorized user with a high limit and a year's age history, they're just going to be like, okay, you haven't been growing your credit. You actually just know someone. So we'll take that into consideration. We might get a lower percentage. a lower funding or a lower APR. It just depends, right? Or they might deny you all out, right? So banks are starting to catch on to the authorized users, but most banks still, most lenders still approve you with some authorized users. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, so now like I said, you already know when to apply after the credit report. How long, this is the tip, how long does it stay on your report? Simple. If you know a grandma or a friend, they can keep you on there forever. You do want to watch, right? You do want to watch how they're managing it, right? Because you can always request to get it removed from your friend, etc. But with credit repair companies like myself, we offer this to the public, right? Once you're graduated with the program. So what happens is, once you graduate with your program, we time it to where we apply these trade lines. You want to time it correctly with what you're trying to do, whether it's funding, getting 50 to 100K in credit cards, or if it's getting a car or a mortgage, right? You want to time it correctly. This typically stays on anywhere from 45 days to 90 days at the most. 90 days is generous. I've seen other companies do longer, but just gauge 45 to 90 days, okay? After the 90 days, why? You might ask why. Because as a credit repair company, say if it's my cards or somebody else's that we go through, a vendor's cards, they want to free up the space for the next batch of people that comes in. Because some people don't know this, but you have to watch how you apply. For example, Chase, if they see that you're just pumping and dumping it with the authorized user, you could shut your card down, and now you just lost all that age and history. So you want to be careful, right? I know Amex. Now the thing with Amex, this is with Amex, okay? With Amex, American Express, what happens is Amex, when you, as an authorized user, Amex won't add the history on your reports, but it will add the limits, right? If there is a limit, all right? But Amex is typically charge cards. But what I'm saying is you can add 99 authorized users on an Amex card, all right? Just depends. All right, so are you guys getting value? Are you understanding what I'm saying here, guys? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody? Type value in the comment section below if you're understanding what I'm saying. Okay. What do you advise one to do once their credit is in good standing? So what I would advise someone to. So now, look, guys. Again, we're gonna go over the. Okay, so value. We're gonna recap how to boost your score again. For free using trade lines. We went over what is a trade line, and if you're jumping in here, guys, just type in the replay, type in the comment section replay, or if you're watching live. But basically, again, what we're talking about is what is a trade line. A trade line is, again, a revolving account or an installment account. The second point is what to do, what not to do with the trade line. Do not be an authorized user if that person does not know what he's doing. If he's spending more than 9%, I mean, I recommend 1 to 3% at most, right? And if they have derogatory remarks on that actual credit card, they're going to put you on, right? 2 is when to apply. You want to apply when you're done with your credit. So if you have negatives on your reports, don't even think about trade lines yet until you're done with the credit repair process, okay? Why is trade line so important? Well, this could be the decision factor of you getting a mortgage, a car, or funding for a business and business credit. I hope that makes sense, guys. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open up the Q&A for 5 minutes. I'm going to answer all you guys' questions, or most of them, right? And so let me go back up to what we were talking about. Let me see real quick. And again, guys, my example is this. You want to look for people. If you don't trust nobody or don't know anybody that has trade lines, again, if you're interested in working with us and our team, right, type in the comment section below, interested. And what will happen is my assistant will reach out to you and we'll see if we're a good fit. We'll take a look at your reports to see where you're at, and then from there we'll see if you're a good fit, and we can either repair your credit, we'll do the work for you, and or if you're ready to and primed and ready for trade lines, we'll add trade lines to your profile, if that makes sense. All right, so if you're interested in working with our team, type in the comment section below interested, and my team member will reach out to you and work with you. Okay, so drop your questions below, guys. What can I do to help you guys? And again, sorry, I get off topic. And again, the examples I will go for, and I hope you're writing this down. You want at least 2. 3 is better. Obviously, you want to show them that progression. But 2 trade lines. Anything less I don't recommend it. So 1, you're going for the age. And then 2, you're going for the limit, right? Remember, this is 2 of these factors are part of the credit game, right? So the limit is utilization. Remember we talked about that? Your utilization. So let's say if you had about, let's say 100% utilization, right? You have $1,000 on your credit card, on your limits alone, and you're using all that $1,000. That's 100%, right? What happens when you add $10,000 limit to your credit? Now you just drop all the way from 100% utilization to 10%, right? Or less, right? What does that do to your credit score? It goes up. But you're still missing the age. Remember, age trumps all, experience trumps all, right? So they look at that age. Yeah, you have a great score, you have a great utilization. Let's take a look at your age. The lenders will say, you have great age, I mean, you have great utilization, but you only have a year and 6 months. That doesn't, it doesn't work for us. We're going to have to deny you, right? What you want at least is 7 years and up, okay? You want 7 years and up. So what I recommend is you get that trade line for, the 25K. You buy one trade line for 25K that has 3 years, right? Remember, the higher the limit, the lower the age. And then for the second trade line, the longer the age, lower the credit limit, okay? 2 trade lines. This is going to show your progression, and this is what's going to get you high funding. Does that make sense? Is these trade lines based on the authorized user or us personally? Is these trade lines based on the authorized user or us personally? What do you mean by that? Are you asking if... I don't understand that question, Michael Harris. Can you reword the question? If you're talking about the trade line, if you have a trade line, hey, maybe we could talk after this, right? That you can sell, but if you're looking for trade lines, it's on the other person, the other person who's authorizing this credit card to you, if that makes sense. I hope I answered that right. All right, let me see something. Any more questions, guys? I'm trying to go through the group chat. Let me see. Explain what the FICO score is, bro. I mean, FICO score is fair, Isaac. That's what the lenders and auto dealers use. They go off of different scoring algorithms, right? They use FICO 8 or the middle score. It just depends on who you're talking to. And Credit Karma goes off of Vantage 3.0 scoring. All right. Now, people like to say that Credit Karma isn't accurate. It is accurate. It just goes off a different algorithm. It's just a different scoring algorithm. So once the 45 to 90 days are up, how do you have age on your account? See, that's the thing. It's all with trade line. Great question. It's all about timing with trade lines. Okay. Which brings me back to my original statement. What is your goal? To add trade lines, you have to have a goal. Most people's goals is to go for funding. All of my clients who want trade lines, they need to apply for funding for their trucking business or their Amazon automation, which I've done, right? Personally, and then or a real estate or whatever, right? Because when you have these trade lines with limits and age, now you're able to get $50,000 to $100,000 in credit card funding. Does that make sense? So you have to know how to time it correctly. Once you time it, boom, it starts to start applying strategically, and that's what we do as well for our clients, right? If you're interested in funding, type in the comment section below funding, and we'll see if you're a good fit for funding. But I hope that answers your question, right? That's what I thought with Credit Karma. There's a lot of different scores. Yes, there's a lot of different scores, right? But listen, guys, the most accurate is always go to the source. Go to pull your TransUnion, your Experian, and Equifax, or if you go to myfico.com, those are the most accurate scores you're going to get. All right. So again, if you're interested in funding, remember you have to have your credit report structured correctly, and we teach you how to do this. It's a platinum package, right? But you have to have no negatives. You have to have 100% payment history. You have to be at 1 to 3% utilization. No negatives, derogatory remarks. You have to, have at least 7 years of age history, at least 11 accounts, preferably 21, and 0 to 2 hard inquiries in the last 6 to 7 months. Okay, if that's you and you want a potential $50,000 to $100,000. Type in the comment section below funding. I know we're getting off topic right now. I don't really want to, talk about that. That's going to be on another chat. But I hope you guys got value with this. Again, if your credit report does not look like that and you need your credit report fixed, type in the comment section below interested, and my team member Francis will help reach out to you to see if we're a good fit. Okay, we'll fix your credit repair for you. Why try to do it yourself when you can hire the experts? As you can, my track record speaks for itself, right? You see the results we're getting for everybody. So it's like invest into yourself, right? So I hope you got value out of that, guys. If you got value, type in the comment section below value. And also, guys, I could bring all these information to you, but I want to know what you guys want to talk about mostly, right? I like to keep it on the personal credit side, if you could. So if you guys, let's make this group active, all right? Invite your family and your friends. And if they want this, free credit knowledge, invite them, right? Also, if you want me to talk about a topic, I want you to post it in the group chat. Not in this comment. You can post it in the comment section below, but I want you to post it in the group chat. Just post it on the page. Say, can we talk about blah, blah, blah? And the most topic that I get, and we can talk about that topic in the next live. Sound fair enough, guys? All right. So again, thank you for joining my live. Here's my Instagram. You guys go follow this Instagram, Approve Repair, right? And we'll follow back. Okay. Much love. I hope you got value. And if, again, you guys are ready to take it to the next level, reach out to myself or my team. We'll definitely take care of you. Okay. Thank you, guys. I'll see you next Tuesday. Invite all your family and friends, 6 p.m. PST. Let's go.